Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Scottsdale, Arizona, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And this time we have a model home by none other than Toll Brothers. Now, starting on the exterior, family, we do have that stacked stone stucco, as well as the board and batten accents on the exterior of the property. This is called the Sunburst Modern Ranch Elevation. You actually have 4 different styles for this particular floor plan. And I think you may love the inside just as much as I do. Now, right over here, straight ahead, you will have a 2-car garage bay. And then over here to the left is your sales office, but that would be your additional 2 to 3-car garage bay. Now, you have this massive motor court right over here, but look at this sunken area, creating that zen-like feel, perfect to host your guests, all your family and friends. And I tell you, they would be jealous of you. Now, you are gonna have these modern exterior light fixtures, really creates that appeal to the property. And then wait till you see the view once we head inside. Now, you do have this modern covered front porch right here, but most importantly, look at the privacy glass for our garage doors. Love that. It really just creates that character, that modern look that folks are looking for. And I think it is impressive. Now, right over here, you do have the iron front door, the transom window right above there with the glass pane inside. But without further ado, let's get you inside. All right. Look at that incredible view as soon as you enter inside of the property. Now, I'll pan you upwards. You have the wood ceiling, 14 foot high. You'll notice that common theme throughout the property. And then you have that modern chandelier. Now, I'll go ahead and turn you around so you can see the front door from the inside, and then we'll continue. Impressive. So heading right over here to our study, look at the 14-foot ceilings. You see the atmosphere in here, that ambiance, extremely roomy, plenty of space to work with. You have your built-in drawers over here, floating shelves, a ton of decor. In fact, look at the awards for their staging. Impressive. Now, you are going to have the windows overlooking your motor court. As you can see, you have that modern light fixture hanging down right above our desk, and I love it. Now, as we do continue right here, you will notice the tile flooring throughout the property as well, which I think you may be a fan of. As we continue to our formal dining area, look at this, family. Impressive. So you have a bar right over here leading you inside of here. Then you have that modern light fixture again, the 14-foot ceilings inside of here, but a ton of room to work with. Again, the common theme that you're going to notice throughout this property is that if you do have a large family or you do have a large friend group, this is going to be the perfect plan for you. Now, I welcome all your feedback in the comments below, so make sure you do if you don't mind. All right, so I'll do a full pan and then we'll start inside of the great room. We haven't seen something quite as nice as this recently, and I'm excited about this. Now, you see your oversized pendant lights hanging down. Love that. Floor to ceiling fireplace. Right over here to the left, you have this elegant wine closet, family. Beautiful. So you have cabinet doors on both sides, so plenty of storage to work with. And then look at the scope of this. Absolutely impressive. Now, you will notice multiple sets of sliders leading you to your backyard. Wait till we get straight ahead to the back. I don't think you'll want to miss that. But it really is extremely inviting, especially whenever you walk in here. And if you are in the area, make sure to stop by it. You will not regret it. Now, as we come along right over here, we'll start on the perimeter of the property and make our way around, family. Okay, so look at this. Absolutely stunning. So you have a queen bed, your 2 nightstands. Look at your pendant lights hanging down right above your nightstands. Now you will notice the accent wall and the accent ceiling, so that continuity is present. You have the oversized windows with the grids, and then your transom window. You got a ballet bar over here, perfect for, you know, your daughters. And then look at this. Beautiful. So you are going to have a bathroom in here. So you have an ensuite. We'll see that in just a second. But straight ahead, you have a walk-in closet. So your built-ins are ready to go. Of course, this is a model home, but if it is something where you were to purchase this as a spec home, then you could take inspiration. Or if you were to build from scratch, you can also take some inspiration. Now, as we continue right over here, look at this. So you got your shower tub combo, as you can see right over here. And then I'll pan you around here so you can see the materials. So you got the quartz countertops, you got the matte black sconce right above there, that sleek mirror, and you can add some accent lighting behind that if you prefer to. Now, right over here, next bedroom. So you have carpet in here, but very few places where you're gonna see carpet present. Now, you got your matte black light fixture, you got your queen bed, your 2 nightstands, your dresser over here, and look at the size that you still have. Now, let me know what you think about the staging. Okay, so right over here to the left would be your walk-in closet. It is locked right now, so any door that is unlocked, I'll make sure to show you. I try to show you each and every door if possible. Now you got this diamond-shaped shower surround, as you can see, and then the same materials for our vanity. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue right over here. Like I said, I like to go around the perimeter of the property so that way everything just kind of lines up and makes sense for you. So let me know if you like that format. Okay, so now this is your powder room right over here. Look at that. You got the quartzite Taj Mahal countertops. You will notice the Taj Mahal accent wall right there. You don't see that often. And then you see your pendant lights hanging down. And that Taj Mahal really complements this style cabinet doors. Impressive. Okay, so right over here to the right would be walking in from that garage bay. Like I mentioned earlier, that is the sales office currently, but this will just give you an idea what you would be walking in to. All right. So absolutely impressive. I'm telling you, wait till we get back there. I'll make sure we see that. Don't worry. I'm going to take you around this side and we'll continue. Now, heading inside of the primary suite family, look at this. The beautiful sconces lined up, leading you right over here to this gorgeous room. Beautiful family. So straight ahead, you will notice that reeded accent wall. You got that matte black, huge light fixture over your king size bed. Look at the sitting area. Oh my goodness, the way they staged this. Oh, love it. And you know, Toll Brothers, if you've seen any of their other models, they always do a fantastic job. Statewide, this is like a mandatory statewide deal. I always wonder if I can catch them, you know, slipping every now and then, but nope. They are on top of their game, which I can appreciate. Now, in here, you notice the white oak floors continuing right here. Then you see that wood accent wall again. Straight ahead, you do have a quick access door leading you to this atrium deal. Look at that. And look at the incredible mountains. I'm telling you, that is one of the things that I'm super impressed with about Arizona. The scenery is absolutely astonishing. You know, we always hear about that, especially if you've never been to Arizona. We always hear about that all the time. You see photos, but when you're here in person, I'm telling you, those images do not do it justice. Okay, so now heading inside of our ensuite family. Look at this. So you got your rectangular freestanding tub, dual entry, massive walk-in shower. You got his and hers vanities. You see the first one over there with your elegant pendant light hanging down. And then your second one right here. Quartzite countertops, the flat panel cabinet doors in here. And then now you got zero threshold. You got 2 shower benches. You see your matte black shower heads and shower valves. You got a shower niche and it's zero threshold straight ahead over there. So I tell you what, this is absolutely astonishing. Now you got your water closet straight ahead over there, but let's go ahead and take a look at our primary closet and see what we get. A ton of room. You already got your built-in drawers on both sides. You see the glass panes in our cabinet doors. And then look at this, it even continues over here. So I'm always a big fan of the his and hers closets, but when you see a primary closet as huge as this one, sometimes I have to reevaluate what I do like, right? You have a ton of space in there. So if you haven't done so, please do let me know in the comments your initial thoughts. We are just getting started, family. And then this would be your incredible view. Now, again, we'll continue right over here. You see, you have your wine fridges. You have two of those, so you can fit 60 to 90 bottles in each and every one of those, or both of those. So you have 180 bottles that you can fit up there. Now, you will notice that you have the glass panes in the cabinet doors right above there as well. And then you see the front side of this bar area. Impressive. So you got a ton of storage to work with. Now, as we head inside of the kitchen, look at the 14-foot ceilings that continues this way. You have your double sinks, or your double islands rather, quartzite countertops, waterfall, and then you'll notice that up the backsplash. So perfect for prepping. You notice the under cabinet lighting, again, the flat panel cabinet doors on both sides. So you have plenty of storage surrounding the entire islands. And then as I pan you right over here, look at this. So you have a warming drawer, you got your Wolf appliances, your coffee system straight ahead, that sleek cabinetry, and then your oversized refrigerator. Look at that. That ice cream looks fantastic, especially with the weather right now, 109 degrees outside. Still getting used to it. It's a dry heat, so it's definitely bearable. Now, straight ahead right here, you do have your Gen Air ice maker. You see the stainless steel dishwasher. You got your trash drawer on this side, sink inside the island, but look at the scope of this room. Wow. So a ton of space to work with. I'll open up some of these drawers for you to see how much storage we get. All soft closing. You need even a ton of space up here. So you have stack cabinets as well for additional storage. You do have the stainless steel vent hood right above your range. And then you see the 6-burner with the griddle and a ton of counter space. Beautiful. And I'll do one more full pan for you. All right, now I'm excited to show you right behind me, family. Look at this. So you see your prep kitchen over here. You already have a massive sink, your dishwasher again, and then of course, all your stainless steel appliances. You got sliders in here, opening up to your outdoor kitchen. You're gonna see that in just a second. I'll make sure to show you that. And then you got some additional refrigeration. I'm telling you, Toll Brothers never fails to amaze me, and let me know if you're in the same boat. Now over here, you got your pantry. Look at all the storage that you have for your dry goods. You even have, again, the glass panes in your cabinet front, some additional counter space on this side. And look at this. Absolutely stunning, family. Really excited to tour this one together. Now, before we do continue, I'll show you outside in just a moment. I want to take you around right over here. So straight ahead would be your additional garage. Remember that we had seen it on both sides. Now, looking at our laundry room, you have quartz countertops in here, the custom cabinetry. You got your sink right over here, plenty of space for your oversized washer and dryer. You can tell straight ahead, and the ideal laundry room. Now heading to our next bedroom again. So with the floor plans by Toll Brothers, right? You'll see oftentimes it'll say 4 to 5 bedrooms or 4 to 6 bedrooms, depending on your personal need, depending if they're, building a spec home is going to determine how much space is being built. So if it's something where you want this one and you want an additional 5th bedroom, you need that 3rd car garage, you can certainly do that as well. So just FYI. Now, heading inside of here, look at the scope of this, family. So you got your queen size bed, your 2 nightstands, you see that wallpaper right there, and then your dresser, and you still have a ton of breathing room. You even got a nice little decor area right here. Let me know if you're a fan of this, but you notice the court side in here. So I'll paint you right here. You got your walk-in closet. This is the perfect in-law suite or guest suite. And again, you know, we talk about that all the time, the multi-gen living. They park in that garage right here and head down this hallway and they'll enter inside of this bedroom. So quick proximity, and it's extremely practical. All right, now turn you around. You can see the same vanity that we've been seeing. So we talk about the uniformity. And then again, you have the wood floors in here, and then it meets the tile again. Okay, so we definitely covered a ton, family. I'm gonna get you outside so we can see this backyard oasis. There's a guest house over there, casita. We'll see if that's open too. Love this. So you notice the natural stone countertops out here, family. You still have some sun protruding through. So you don't have to worry about the violent UV rays or anything like that, almost like a pergola, letting a little bit of sunlight inside. Now you have your built-in grill right here. Look at this. The Chicago brick oven right here. Perfect to add a pizza in there and have that nice, unique taste. Again, you have the oversized sink right over here. Oh my gosh, just a ton to work with. You still even have some additional space. Look at the incredible view. So you see your grill right over here as well. And then you can just work with that and have that incredible view at all times. Beautiful. So if that wasn't enough, you see you got your turf over here. Now continuing this way, look how impressive this is. Gosh, you might spend more time out here than you would inside. I know I would. So you have some additional counter space right here. That one is going to be the waterfall. As you can see, look at the covered backyard patio. The 14-foot ceilings continue this way. You have that infinity edge pool. You have an additional bar area straight over there. I'm telling you, a backyard oasis is an understatement. So I don't even want to really say that for this one, right? So you can entertain folks over there to the right, and then look at the incredible mountains. Absolutely stunning. All right, so we'll see if this one is not open right now, but we'll see through the windows. I can show you. Look at that. So you do have that laundry room straight ahead over there. As you can see, you have a full living area, and then you have a bedroom over there. So a ton of room to work with. I'm just absolutely happy we had the good fortune to tour this one. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, We are located in Fountain Hills, Arizona, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And this time we have a model home by our favorite builder, Toll Brothers. Now, starting on the exterior, you do have the stacked stone along with the stucco family, but then you also have that slope design. So you'll notice that on the outside as well as the inside. This particular model is called the Hoffman, and then it is that contemporary elevation with a basement. Wait till you see that a little bit later on. You are going to have this unique, beautiful water feature. You can imagine the curb appeal, especially when you're driving by this property. Now, right over there is your 3-car garage, but this is a model home. So if this was your primary residence, you would have a driveway leading you to it. Now, as we continue right here, you see the beautiful curb appeal continues this way. You do have this neat area right here, perfect for hanging out. And then of course, if you do want some privacy, you can see some additional features in the backyard. But now let's go ahead and get you right here. Look at this, family. So you do have the pool in the front, but remember, you do have the privacy element. And then wait till you see the incredible views in the backyard, and this will all come full circle for you. Look at the hills that you get. This is the first time I'm out here in Arizona. Absolutely impressed, and I'm excited to get you in some more beautiful properties. Now, you can imagine your family hanging out here, having a great time. As I pan you over here to the left, you do have some sliders. That's going to lead you right over here to an additional bedroom. We'll see that in just a second. And then you do have your covered front porch. Now, you will notice some wood accents on the inside as well as the outside throughout the property. So just adding a ton of character. And then, of course, you do have the iron front door. But without further ado, let's get you inside. All right. So immediately whenever we walk in, this is your foyer. You have this beautiful translucent material light fixture hanging down right over here. I'll turn you around so you can see the front door from the inside, and then we'll go ahead and continue. Beautiful. So right over here, look at that recessed area. You do have that wood slat, adding some nice character to the property. You can add some decor right there if you want to. And then look at this, family. Absolutely stunning. As I pan you up here, look at that. So you do have the wood paneling, that slope design that I mentioned, and then you have 11-foot ceilings in here. In the great room, you're gonna have 14-foot ceilings, and you'll see that a little bit later on. Gorgeous light fixture. You can imagine a full bedroom set in here without any challenges. Now, again, it is a model home, so the way they do stage it will, couple with how they tend to utilize it. So sometimes they may use some spots as design centers or have conferences or meetings. So just keep that in mind as we walk throughout the property. But right here to the right, you do have your built-ins. Look at that inset cabinetry. Then you have stacked cabinets. You'll notice that theme once we continue to the kitchen. And then of course, you got that massive window with your incredible views. Now, right over here, you do have your ensuite. Look at the walk-in shower. You got the Toll imprinted towels here. Toll Brothers, they go above and beyond for not only their model homes, but more importantly, their spec homes, or if you were to build from scratch. So I have a ton of model homes on the channel by Toll Brothers, and I think you may love them just as much. So you have the matte black in here, as you can see, generously sized walk-in shower. I'll turn you around right here. You got your quartz countertops, the matte black, mirror frame and sconce right above there, with that arch detail. And then you have the separate walk-in closet here. So you already got the built-ins ready to go. Your chrome rods, as you can see, plenty of storage available and a ton of space to work with. Now, you will notice the ceramic tile throughout the property. And then we'll see a little bit later of some wood, some white oak floors once we head to the basement. But look at this great room, incredible views, absolutely astonishing. I am so impressed with this. Now you are gonna have the floor to ceiling stacked stone fireplace surround. You see the wood paneling on the ceiling again, that slope design, gorgeous oversized pendant lights. Look at that view. I love that. So, being a native of Houston, Texas, you really don't see a lot of hills a lot, right? So being out here, I'm ecstatic. But massive sliders, You can see how much space you still have, perfect for entertaining right here. And then of course the great room kitchen combination. So let's go ahead and start over here. You got your quartzite waterfall countertops, and then look at the backsplash. So just really adding some unique character to the property. You got a stainless steel vent hood, stacked cabinets again, like I mentioned, and then you see the matte black hardware. Gorgeous. So now right over here, you see your stainless steel Wolf cooktop. You got the 6 burners with the griddle, and then you can see some additional storage right there. Love this. And if you haven't walked into a Toll Brothers model home, it's an experience. That's what I always like to say, you know, from the music, the curated scents, the smell, oh my goodness, it creates that wow factor. And I always love seeing these. Now, right over here, you got your Cove dishwasher. You see the under cabinet lighting on both sides. Right over here, love the space between the island and the counter. So a ton of space if you do have family in here helping you, you know, create a meal. You are good to go. You have the double Wolf oven here, massive refrigerator. You know, we have to open this up. Beautiful. You already got your microwave over here. And then let's see how much storage we still have. Impressive. Now heading over here to our pantry. So you do have the glass pane cabinet fronts. You can see your built-ins. Again, let me know if this is enough space for you for a pantry. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And then right underneath the double oven, you see the warming drawer. Gorgeous. Now, if that wasn't enough for you, family, right over here, heading to our dining area. So you see the stacked stone accent wall. You got a massive picture window overlooking those incredible hills. And look at this. You can't get much better than that. Now you see the elegant light fixture hanging down right above our dining table. And then you have a wine fridge over here and some additional counter space. Absolutely impressive. Okay, so since we are on this side, let's turn right over here to our first, and yes, I said first, primary suite. You'll see a second one in the basement. Okay, so you got your king size bed right there. Look at that accent wall, family, creating a statement. Reclaimed wood beams right here with the slope design. Then you have that wagon wheel chandelier hanging down. A ton of space. Right over there to the right, you see you have a bar area, perfect for your coffee station. And then you see you have your recessed area. If you didn't have that mirror, maybe you can, you know, put the dresser in there without any challenges, and it just has that discreet look and then creates more of that roomier feel. But let's stand on this side. You notice the quartzite extends this way. And then if that's not enough, look at the sliders for your private balcony. Very impressive. Let's see if we can get out here. Look at the size out here too. Now, I talked about it previously about having the morning coffee or morning tea, but goodness gracious, you would not want to leave this. All right, so now you see the glass panes surrounding this balcony as well. But then let's go ahead and continue. So you have a sliding door leading you to your ensuite, and let's see how much room we get. Okay, so I'll pan you on this side as well, so you get a full scope of the ensuite, and then we'll talk about the materials. Now, before we do forget, I want you to see your towel closet right over here. Got a ton of space. Impressive. Now, you have that rectangular, oversized, freestanding soaker tub here. And then look at this shower, family. So you got an additional window right there, bringing in that sunlight. You have recessed lights in here, rain shower head, and the matte black shower valve. Right over here to the right is your water closet. And then I'll slowly pan you around over here so you can see the his and hers sinks. So you see quartz in here, your pendant lights. your porcelain tile accent wall here. Again, you see the accent lighting underneath there, generously spaced. Now, right over here, the first spot we see the white oak floors. This is leading you to your primary closet. You see you have an access point over there leading you to where your garage is. We'll see that in just a second. See the glass panes in the cabinet fronts, which quite frankly, Toll Brothers is, I feel like, one of the pioneers for the model homes that had the glass panes in the cabinet fronts. You know, I'm starting to see it a lot more in some of these model homes as we start to continue, especially going out throughout the country. So let me know what you think about that. But a ton of built-ins ready to go, both sides. And then now heading to your laundry room. Okay, so as you can see, plenty of space for the oversized washer and dryer, all the cabinets that you need, your built-in sink ready to go. And then you head right out here. Don't worry about that. The doors are off the hinges because it is a model home. I get comments about that without fail. And then right over here to the right is your garage. It is locked right now, family. If not, I would have got you in there. But then I'll turn the corner here and then we'll head to our next bedroom. Now, right over here, before you enter in there, that powder bath, perfect for whenever the family comes over. You see you got your pendant lights right above your toilet, quartz countertop, same material for our cabinets, and then that unique wallpaper. You got your coat closet right here. Now, I love this room right here because you have the sliders leading you to your courtyard where you can just hang out and get in the pool without any worries. But look at this. So when you first think about it, you know, they have it staged as a study, but you will see right here that they do have a ensuite as well as a closet. So it is a bedroom, and the study is going to be, we'll see that in just a second, but obviously you wouldn't be disappointed with this incredible view. So if you were to make this a study instead of a bedroom, trust me, I wouldn't blame you. Now you have the oversized picture window. Again, look at that hill surrounding this property. You know, when I took a look at the photos online before I came out here, I really thought it was Photoshop or something. You know, being a Texas boy myself, you don't see this quite often. And when I came out here, oh my goodness, it did not disappoint. Now you have that oversized chandelier hanging down. You see the stacked stone accent wall right there, your built-ins. And of course, in a normal spec home, this would just be, you know, a bare room with the materials that you choose or that's on the spec home that they chose for. But now, right over here, you see your walk-in closet. Got a ton of room to work with. You already got built-ins, and right over here to the left, you got your ensuite. So this one's gonna have that walk-in shower. You got the quartz countertops, that gray, and then again, the same cabinets. Okay, so let's go ahead and head over this way. So there's an additional room right there. It is a study, but I like to classify it. I say it's a flex room because it's very versatile. Now heading out here, look at this, family. Incredible view. Right to the right, you do have an additional smaller model home. I wanted to get you in this one so that way you can see the size of this one and you can be in awe just like I am. But incredible views. You saw this from the primary suite. Plenty of space. You open up these sliders, have that indoor outdoor living we talk about quite often. And then now heading over here, this is technically our study. Now they have it situated as a gym right here, so you can see how much space you still have in here. So you have your treadmill right there, your Peloton bike, as well as your dumbbells over here. And then look at your built-ins. So we see, you know, the custom cabinetry continues throughout here. So keeping the uniformity. I love that. Now, of course, I welcome your feedback. What would you use this as? Would you use that bedroom that we had seen that was staged as a study? Would you keep that as a study? Or would you make this one the study? Or, you know, quite frankly, a workout room. And then you have some sliders leading you out there. But what you have definitely been waiting for, just like myself, I believe, I'm making an assumption. Let's go ahead and take a look at this basement right here. So initially, you know, when you think about basements, at least me personally, You always think about, more of an afterthought, maybe a man cave or something like that. But it's very impressive to see what they use some of these spaces for. So since we are on this wing right here, let's go ahead and take a look at our next bedroom. You see the sliders here. You have your patio that you get to take advantage of. You got a queen bed, your 2 nightstands. You see the wallpaper, and then you see your area perfect for your dresser. Now you got the wall closet right over here. You still have your built-in, so pretty spacious depending on who is going to be using this. And of course, if you do have the in-laws, they probably want to use that second primary suite. So now you have carpet down here. Again, the quartz countertops, your shower tub combo right over here. And then like that fish gill tile accent wall right there. Beautiful. All right. Now what I'm excited for is this, family. Look at this. Just in time for NFL season right now. As you can see, got some highlights going on, but look at the scope of the room itself. Look at the space that you get. Your full bar area over there, perfect for entertaining. You have some additional sliders, but you'll notice the corner sliders. And then of course, you have a powder bath right here. Love that. Only a few steps away, depending on who's going to be in here quite often. And then you got your storage closet right there. But man, this is astonishing. With the white oak floors, you open those up, and goodness, especially around 7 or 8 at nighttime, this is going to be the perfect place to be. Now heading right over here, look at this full bar. So you see the breakfast area or the breakfast bar. You got your ice maker, your beverage fridge, floating shelves over here, an additional sink overlooking that backyard oasis. And when I say that particular term, this is what I'm talking about. Then you got the elegant pendant lights hanging down right above the bar area. Gorgeous. And then now heading to your second primary suite. Love that. So right over here, you see that. You got your recess area again. You got some additional sliding doors, pendant lights hanging down right above our night tables, and then your queen size bed. But of course, you could easily fit a king size bed without any worries. You still have additional space over here. And then now heading to the primary bath. Look at that. So now, again, you see the accent lighting right behind the LED mirror. You got dual sinks right here, quartz countertops. I'll show you the closet in just a second. You have an egress window right here. But goodness gracious, this walk-in shower is bigger than the other one we had just seen. Got your shower bench. Look at that. Rain shower head. You can add some more shower heads if you want to create that steam effect. This one is zero threshold. The one we saw upstairs wasn't. I'm panning you downwards right here. It's that nice minimalist look. Straight ahead, you got your water closet. And then let's see the space you get in here. Beautiful. So if you've been out to Arizona, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you haven't taken a trip out here, I highly recommend putting that on your bucket list. In fact, we're planning to go to the Grand Canyon in the next week or so. So I'm excited for that. And then of course, if you do have any recommendations of spots to, take the kiddos, I'd love to hear your input, at least your experience. But impressive, last but certainly not least, let's go ahead and take a look outside. Wow. Now this is what I'm talking about, a house that caters to all styles or all personality types. If you are an entertainer or you are a introvert and you really don't entertain at all, you get to take advantage of your amenities out here. So stacked stone columns here. Look at that. You see your outdoor fireplace with the Rasmussen fireballs here. Love that. You got turf back here. And then look at that. You got your pergola. You see the glass panes as far as, surrounding this patio area. And perfect to have an outdoor meal. Look at all the cactuses. I was extremely surprised about the cactuses. That's real. That's real life out here. Now, there's no better spot to put the grill than this one right here, family. Look at this. You open this up and you get to see that too. And then if that's not enough, look at that. So you got your nice little spa area, your little jacuzzi, you got an additional water feature, some more space. Look at that. You even got some massage chairs ready to go. Oh my goodness. What more could you really ask for, right? But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful model home by Toll Brothers right here in Arizona. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another wonderful property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Scottsdale, Arizona again, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And this time we have another model home by Toll Brothers. Now, starting on the exterior, family, we do have that desert contemporary look. You have the stucco, stacked stone, and some accents. Then you have the lush landscaping, as you can see. Right over there to the right is your 3-car garage. It is operating as a sales office. And over here to the left, you do have the multi-gen suite. Now, before we continue, you see that you have an additional area out here. So perfect for hanging out, relaxing. And then I'll turn you around so you can see the beautiful mountains. Love that. Okay, so let me get around here and then we'll go ahead and continue. Now, as we do continue right here, you see our covered front porch right here connected to our multi-gen suite. We'll see that in just a moment. And then right over here to the left, you do have that fountain feature. But I really love the maturity as far as the trees are concerned. And then, of course, you can imagine sitting here every single day and seeing that incredible mountain right there. Now, also, you see there is plenty of parking available here. But if this was your primary residence, then that's going to determine how you best situate this driveway. And then I'll go ahead and slowly turn you around and get you inside. Look at this. As soon as you walk in, it smells incredible. So look at the breathing room that you have in here. Love that. So you see the accent wall on this side. You have the enormous sliders that you can take advantage of. That's going to lead you to your courtyard. You see your accent wall right behind your bed. And then you got a desk over there, your nightstand, you got a sitting area over here. And then of course that slat wall panel right there. So that's a king size bed, just for reference. Then right over here, you have an additional bar area. You see your built-in wine fridge. You got the floating shelving right here and the natural stone accent wall and counters. You got a huge walk-in closet, as you can see, tile flooring inside of the gen suite, the multi-gen suite. And then look at this. So you see, as far as the shower surround right here, so matching material that we had just seen, and then the countertop in here inside of the bathroom. Impressive. And then of course you got your pendant light hanging down. So love that. But we're gonna go ahead and go right back out and walk in like we're touring it for the first time, because we are. All right, incredible views. I'm obsessed with Arizona. Now, walking straight here through the walkway, this is gonna lead you to the courtyard if you haven't guessed it just yet. But in here, look at the stacked stone continuing, beautiful Zen-like feel, extremely peaceful. That tranquility is present. Okay, so now a nice open courtyard, perfect for getting some sun. Right now it is a little cloudy, but it feels fantastic out here. Now, since we are on this side, I'll just show you this. You see it leads you to your backyard. Right over here, you have an additional fountain feature and a sitting area. And then you're surrounded by landscaping. So we've seen that so far. We haven't even got into the main properties. So now right over here, you see you have your iron door with your glass panes inside. Really cozy and intimate. And let's get you inside. Okay. So as soon as you walk in right here, you see the stacked stone accent wall again. But I love how cozy and intimate it is, but at the same time, extremely open. So I'll turn you around right over here so you can see the front door, and then we'll go ahead and continue. So right over here to the left, you see your sconces illuminating your artwork. And then over here, you have a flex room, extremely flexible. You have 12-foot ceilings. Then you see the double-sided fireplace family. And if that's not enough, you go ahead and open up the sliding doors, leading you to your courtyard. So let me know in the comments if you like the staging, if you would change anything in the property. Okay, so since we are on this side of the property, let's go ahead and continue right here. And that way you get a full scope. So you have your powder bath right here, quartzite countertops. Look at the under cabinet lighting. You see your wallpaper surrounding all four sides. And then that beautiful floating mirror right there. So you know in Toll Brothers, a lot of the doors are locked for safety reasons. So if the door is unlocked, you know I'll make sure to go ahead and open that for you. Okay. So let's do a full pan and then we'll continue in the great room. Incredible. Okay. So heading inside of here, again, the 12-foot ceilings, as you can see, then you see the stacked stone accent wall that we had just seen inside of the foyer, the double-sided fireplace. So this gives you a complete idea. And then I'll continue on this side. Look at the wood trim that you see, the corner sliders leading you to your backyard oasis. I'm glad it is open so you can really get a full scope of what it would be like to live in here. Outstanding. We'll see the backyard patio in just a moment and get a load of this. Beautiful. So now heading inside of the kitchen, you see the double islands, quartzite countertops. Look at the pendant lights hanging down above both islands. I love that. Oftentimes you don't see that. You see it on one or the other. But now heading right over here. Look at this, family. So you have high-end appliances. You see your stainless steel vent hood, stacked cabinets surrounding the entire kitchen. You got your sink inside of your island, but look at this. I could get used to this. I hope you're in the same boat. Now, as always, let's open up some of these drawers for you so that way you can see how much storage you have, and then we'll go ahead and continue. You see the two-tone countertops here, the accent lighting underneath, and plenty of storage. Beautiful. So you see the matching backsplash. I would just add the pot filler. I know you folks agree with me on that, but other than that, beautiful. Okay, so right over here to the left, you do have the Wolf appliances, as you can see. And let's open up the refrigerator. A ton of storage in there to work with. Now, as we do continue, we're going to our dining area. So you see it's more of an open concept dining area in this instance. If you wanted to use that first initial room, the flex room, as a dining room, this is going to be more of a breakfast nook, just depending on how you situate it. But then you have an additional bar area right over here. with your wine fridge. Love that. But look at the amount of breathing room again that I had mentioned earlier inside of each and every one of the rooms, right? So from the flex room, the great room, the kitchen, just overall impressive. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this angle real quick and then we'll go ahead and continue. So right over here, you see, you got your walk-in pantry, the glass door that Toll Brothers is known for. So adequate storage, as you can see. Now, straight ahead, that would be where your garage would be coming in from, or, you know, in this instance, you have more of a drop zone, but that is a sales office. And look at the laundry room. So you see the tile flooring in here. That's been a common theme in here, the double stackable washer and dryer. So apparently there's a lot of laundry that needs to be done out here. I mean, I don't blame them, especially with the heat. But you see, you got a ton of cabinets, the same material right over here to the left as well. And of course, this would be your coat closet coming in from your garage. Look at the long hallway here, extremely elegant. We'll start right over here to the right in our first bedroom. Okay, so right there, that is a double bed, but you do have your two nightstands. You see that you still have space between both of those, so you could add a queen bed if you wanted to. You have white oak floors in here. You see you have a double entry closet right over here. Not quite a walk-in, but you do have ample storage. So in here, I'm getting more of that minimalist vibe. Inside of here, as you can see, you see your nightstands, your dresser. So you do have a ton of space. And then open this up. Look at the floor to ceiling shower surround, neutral colors, and that really complements the quartzite counters in here. And look at that. Every single window, you get to take advantage of those incredible mountains. Okay. So then we'll go ahead and continue. You'll notice that theme as well as far as the wood trim in certain walkways. Now heading right over here to the right, our next bedroom. I love how they staged it differently. You got your bunk bed right over here. Gives you an idea of what you could do. And if you ever get a chance to purchase a Toll Brothers and then you're in the market and there just so happens to be a model home for sale, sometimes, often more times than not, the furniture usually is included with the price. So if you didn't want to worry about the hassle of hiring an interior designer or something like that, that'd be your best bet. And then you see the wood slat accent wall again right over here. Beautiful. So you have the separate bathroom and closet. I'll show you that in just a moment. Look at that hexagon tile floor to ceiling shower surround in here. You do got the shower niche, so I love to see that. And then here you got the quartz countertops and the same mirror that we've been seeing. Okay. And then in here, you do have the walk-in closet. So love the amount of storage that you have in here. Okay, so we'll just make our way around right over here. To the right, you're gonna have an additional storage closet. Look at the accent wall. Really complementing the entire property. We've been seeing that quite often. Now, what you and I have been looking forward to right over here, family. So we'll head straight back here and then we'll make our way around the perimeter. Look at that. So you got your king size bed, your two nightstands. Look at the stacked stone accent wall that we've been seeing. Even the wood paneling ceiling. Really neat. I love the large windows overlooking the scenic views. Absolutely impressive. So then of course, you open up the sliding doors in here, have that access to that covered backyard patio. And then of course the infinity edge pool. Wait till we get to that in just a moment. Look at the tiling. Okay, so right over here to the right, looking at our closet, family. Look at the built-ins that you got. Of course, you can add some additional shelving in here if you need more storage space. But then on both sides, you have a ton of room. and let me know if this is enough storage for you. And then I'm going to address this now because I will get a comment. It never fails. And I just want to make sure that you know the doors are off the hinges just for accessibility, okay? It's all love though. Okay. Look at the primary suite, family. Freestanding tub. Look at that. You see straight out there. Love that. Multiple Zen areas to take advantage of. You see the glass enclosed walk-in shower. You got his and her sinks. I'll turn you around right over here. You see that wood trim as soon as you enter in here. And then the accent lighting down there. Beautiful. Right over here to the right, you do have your water closet, but let's go ahead and take a look at our walk-in shower. So, a shower that has it all. You have your shower bench, your shower niche, you see the wand right there, and then my favorite word, zero threshold. Love that. So this will just give you an idea as you're showering right here. And then you see the flat panel cabinet fronts again inside of here. So that uniformity, I will talk about often, is present. And then if that's not enough for you, family, look at this flex room right over here. So we've seen 2 flex rooms. I love that. Your built-ins right over here. So if you still wanted that privacy, you close the primary suite off and head right here. You still have the tranquility. Maybe you need to take a breather. Maybe you need to watch, football for whatever reason, and you don't really need distractions. And then you see you have your egress windows in here. And this is all one suite, family. So there's a door separating all of this off right here. So I really love that. Okay. So it looks like we about covered everything except for the backyard. Let's do one more full pan and then we'll continue. So this is an all-inclusive house, family. I don't know what more you could add to this house to make it even more appealing. Now, this plan in particular, you can have 4 bedrooms or 5 bedrooms, depending on if you're building from scratch or you're choosing from a spec home. So there is a lot of versatility with it as well. So heading back out here, give you an idea of the sliding doors. You see the stucco continues this way. You have the accent wall straight back there, as well as the stacked stone. Look at your infinity edge pool right over here. You see the turf. Look at this, family. Perfect to relax. More of that cabana-like look over there. And then your built-in grill over here. So a ton of room to host, to entertain, to bring the family over. And then I've talked about this previously, but if it's something where you're moving to a brand new city, right, and you don't have a lot of friends or family over here, you buy a house like this, you're gonna make a lot of friends. You see your beverage fridge right over here? And then a ton of counter space. And then this will just give you a better idea. This will lead you right back to that courtyard, your sitting area right here. You still have some more turf to take advantage of. And look at the beautiful landscaping. Perfection. So you have plenty of space right here. This will be leading you from your dining area to the patio. And then if that's not enough, you have your private patio straight back here from your primary retreat. Wow. And of course, the incredible mountains surrounding this entire property. Right over here to the right, you see you can have a nice little bonfire. Love the glass railings, your Rasmussen fireballs here. And then we didn't even get over there to your lounging area. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular model by Toll Brothers. Is this something you could see yourself in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Gilbert, Arizona, looking at the newest model home by Toll Brothers, and I'm excited to present this one to you. Now, starting on the exterior, we do have that modern farmhouse. So you have the painted white brick along with the board and batten. Straight ahead, you have your 2-car garage, and then over here, you have your single car garage bay. So perfect for the multi-gen living, and then you have this oversized motor court. As we continue right here, you see the columns complementing the white brick along with the board and batten, so a nice modern aesthetic. I'll turn you around before we continue. So right over here, if this was converted to your primary residence, this would have a driveway. I know I still get the questions, so I just want to clear the air. Now you have plenty of space in your covered front porch, as you can see, so generously sized. And then you have your iron front door with the privacy glass. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get you inside. Okay, look at this. So I'll turn you around so you can see the front door before we continue. Awesome. So you have this cozy, intimate foyer as soon as you enter, and look at your glass enclosed office, family. Beautiful. Like I mentioned earlier, this is their newest one, so you're seeing brand new staging and brand new materials. So as we continue in here, look at the size of this. So you already got your built-ins complementing the wood floors. Really love that. And of course, I welcome your feedback about the furniture. Amazing. So as we continue right here, going into our great room, family, 12-foot ceilings. You see the exposed beams, adding a ton of character to the property. Incredible. Now, starting over here inside of the great room, you see on the right side of the fireplace, you have your built-in shelving. You have the floor to ceiling fireplace surround, really sleek. And then look at that. You got your massive sliders. Beautiful. So now you have a casual area straight ahead right here. Some folks might opt to go ahead and put a dining table in the middle right here, more of that casual open concept dining. So let me know your feedback on that, but let's continue to the kitchen. You know, when I do that, I'm excited. So on both sides of your island, so you have the double islands, but you have the massive pendant lights hanging down. Really neat feature. You see the waterfall quartzite countertops. You have the accent lighting right underneath the slab right there. Plenty of storage. As you can see, look at all the cabinetry that you get. Amazing. So as we do continue right here, you have the flat panel cabinet doors. You see you got the stacked cabinets with the glass panes on the cabinet front. So that nice modern aesthetic as well. And then as we continue, look at the backsplash, family. Impressive. So if this doesn't scream elegance, I really don't know what does, right? So perfect for hosting the gatherings. You see that you got the sleek sink in here. You got your Gen Air appliances. You got your stainless steel dishwasher straight ahead. And then look at this sleek hardware that you get. Wow. Even right over here, your trash drawer. You got your dishwasher here. So now right over here, you got your double oven, your built-in Gen Air microwave as well. I'll turn you around so you can see your range. Look at that, 6 burners with the griddle. You got your pot filler. And let me know what you think about the stainless steel vent hood. I'm starting to see a lot more of, you know, maybe the painted wood or the standalone vent hood. So really just depends on personal preference, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, as we continue over here, family, so you got this dining area, depending if you're going to use the middle as that casual dining, but look at the size of this. You got an oversized table here, your egress window surrounding, but still flooding the property with all that natural light that you want. And then the glass panes in your cabinet fronts. Now, I love that they extended the quartzite along this cabinetry right over here. Let me know what you think. So keeping the continuity, the uniformity, and then even with the quartzite backsplash. So right around this corner, you got a workspace, and I'll show you the pantry in just a second. So this is of course optional. You can have this as more of an open space if you wanted to continue that pantry or something like that. But in this instance, if you have kiddos, they can come over here and get their homework done. And then before we do continue, I'll make sure I open up some of these cabinets for you. See how much storage we get. Beautiful. Now turning around over here, you got your Butler's pantry. You see you got your floating shelves right here, some additional counter space, and right behind here, you got your walk-in pantry. Okay. And you know Toll Brothers, they love to have the glass panes in the door. So just screams that elegance. You know, when I first started doing home tours, Toll Brothers was one of the first builders that had the good fortune, or at least I had the good fortune of touring. And once I saw that feature, I fell in love from scratch. Okay, so now straight ahead, you will have your garage, of course. It is locked right now. If it was open, I would certainly open that for you. Now here you got your drop zone. You see, you got your stack cabinets on top, some additional drawers down there, so you can add whatever you choose to in there. And then we'll continue to our bedroom. Okay, so in here, you see you got your queen bed. Let me know what you think about that bed frame there. Really unique. You got your dresser over here. You still have some walk room that you get to take advantage of. But the simple fact that you get your ensuite is the best part. All right, now looking at the vanity here, you got quartz countertops, the same cabinets that we've been seeing. And then you got your sleek mirror right there. You got some accent lighting behind there. It's not on. And then your walk-in shower. I like how that drain is right there. You see it's kind of tucked up against that corner. Oftentimes you might see more of that sleek drain, but in that instance, that's the first time I've seen that particular style. So really unique. Okay, so continuing right over here to the left, you're going to have your laundry room. Let's see this. So you got your farmhouse sink in here. Look at the stackable washer and dryers. So that just gives you an idea how much space you got. If you didn't want the stackable, of course, you can have just the oversized washer and dryer. Just gives you an idea how much space you get. Beautiful. And then imagine coming right over here to the great room. Lovely. I tell you one thing though, what they say about Arizona, you know, I've been out here about a week or so, a little bit over a week, and man, it is scorching. I tell you that. All right. Look at this. So believe it or not, family, this is the primary suite. If you haven't guessed it, right? You have a huge sitting area right here. This almost looks like a formal living room, the amount of space that you get. So you see your sconce right there. You got a picture window straight ahead. You got your roller shades, and then you got your egress windows on both sides. I love that you have a quick access door that's going to lead you to your backyard. But look at the size of the room. Beautiful accent wall, complementing the floors, your king size bed, your 2 nightstands. You see your pendant lights right above, and just a ton of space. I'll stand on this side of the room so you can see the full scope. Lovely. Wow, this is what I'm talking about. Primary retreat. That's what I love to see. So that door is locked right now, but I'll show you a quick glimpse. Look at that. And then we'll head to our ensuite now. Wow. First thing right off the bat, you have the Taj Mahal quartzite countertops. Look at the way that complements the tile. Beautiful. You got a picture window straight ahead, your oval freestanding tub, as you can see, and then look at the vanities. Impressive. Really unique sconce right there. Now, you are going to have your first walk-in closet over here. So let's see the space that you get. Not bad. Love it. So you have your built-ins, you got your chrome rod, and then of course right over here, you got some storage. And then I'll turn you around slowly but surely. The doors are off the hinges, so I still will get a comment or two about that. So the reason why is because it is a model, just ease of access. But look at that, your built-in shower bench family. Got your matte black rain shower head, and then of course your shower wand. And then now walking into our second closet right here. Not as big as the first one, but it still definitely gets the job done. Very impressive. And then straight ahead, you have your water closet. So again, if you haven't, please let me know your thoughts on the property. We're not done just yet, but I really love to hear your thoughts. And quite frankly, I say this all the time. Every time we tour a Toll Brothers, no matter where it's at, I mean, we've seen it in Georgia. We've seen it in Texas, of course. We've seen it now here in Arizona. Nothing but great things to say. Now, the biggest question is, who has the best homes? That's always up for debate, right? So now continuing over here, look at the flex space that you get here. So you can have this as more of a casual game room or something like that. You see you got your floating shelves, really unique accent wall, that beautiful sage green. And then you still have a ton of room over here. So again, it's a flex space, so very flexible in terms of what you do with this. And you can make modifications as you please. Now, right over here, you got your powder bath. You don't really see the additional built-in drawers on this side, so let me know what you think about that. You add some decor. Not a lot of folks are going to see that, but you do have the quartzite materials in here. Now, as we head down the hallway right over here, your additional 2 bedrooms are on this side. So let's see this one right here to the left, and then continue. Okay, so that is a queen bed right there. Your 2 nightstands. You got the wainscoting surrounding here. That darker green color that you see. And then look at the space. So you still have a ton of walk room. You see around the bed as we walk around, you still have plenty of space. So depending on how you position the furniture in here is going to determine how much space you definitely get, right? But what's unique, as you continue down this ensuite right here, the wainscoting continues. So really unique too. And then look at the walk-in shower. So each one of the walk-in showers that we've seen had the shower niche. You got the matte black, as you can see on that side. And then the similar vanity. And it's funny too, because I probably had to start this video over at least 6 or 7 times because I bring up the heat. My phone was overheating every single time. I would get inside of the foyer and then the phone would just shut off on me. So I do apologize. But in here, look at that. You see that really unique wainscoting again, that accent wall. You got your sconces right above there. I know that looks amazing at nighttime. But see, I love that they added the queen bed because that really just gives us a base reference on the size of the room. Oftentimes you see a double bed and it kind of throws you off a little bit. I always love when I see that queen bed because I'm like, okay, now we can work backwards from there. We know exactly how much space we get. But you do have the walk-in closet in here. You got carpet inside of the rooms. And then this was our only shower tub combo. And then this is a gated community, so you can see straight ahead right there. That one, you know, it's open right now just because, you know, they're selling off a lot of these properties, but that will be closed. And a ton of room in here. Beautiful. So it looks like that about covers everything so far. Like I said, you know, I opened the doors that are unlocked, family. You know, in Toll Brothers, a lot of the, you know, closets and things like that are typically locked just for safety reasons and things like that. So as I'm walking through here, I make sure to open up whatever I can for you. But one more quick pan and we'll continue. Beautiful. So an elegant model, very impressive. You know, this is the third model that we've seen out here so far. So I'm so glad that we finally got out to this one. All right, so let's get you out to the covered backyard patio and look at our oasis. Wow, look at this. So you got your outdoor bar area over here. Look at that. But of course, that's not all, folks. You got your floating shelves. You got your beverage fridge over here, stainless steel Coyote brand. So you got the sliders, indoor, outdoor living, as I'll talk about. But look at this pool. You got your nice little cabanas out there to have a great time. You got the sunken kitchen over here. Look at this. Look at the fountains. I'm telling you, the feeling that you get when you get out here, you just want to sit down, kick back, and relax. And I guess that is the intention whenever you have a backyard oasis, right? So as I continue down here, look at the floating shelves. You see that you got your pizza oven, you got your outdoor gas grill on this side, some more beverage fridges. And then of course, if you wanted to be protected from the scorching Arizona sun, you get this, right? With the vaulted ceilings and the cedar soffit. Impressive, family. And look at this. So you can imagine your guests hanging out here. You're in the pool, relaxing, having great conversations with great people. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Gilbert, Arizona. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular home. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.